Hi there, it's Eric Martinez with New Mexico Biz Talk. And today in this segment, we'll be talking to Ewan and Lisa from Albuquerque Realty. And let's go ahead and talk some real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Awesome, thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so we just wanted to basically, obviously come here and have a conversation with you. We have a very unique situation. Obviously not, we've obviously made the choice to have a journey together, personally, but at the same time, we thought it'd be a great idea to partner up in the real estate world. So, there are couples out there that we've found, especially, through social media, that have really found a lot of success, as a couple working together. So we decided to give it a shot.
So what does that look like? So when a customer or a client comes in and they want a home, does one take certain parts of the responsibility, or you guys kind of like, how do you work that out?
We both do everything equally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, her passion is she loves to go out and look at homes. So she definitely incorporates that into her job responsibilities.
Okay.
And she's the one who kind of goes out and opens doors.
The scout.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I'm kind of like the person that just kind of does the paperwork stuff.
Oh, okay. You're the pencil pusher.
Yeah, I'm the pencil pusher.
We have the scout over here. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
awesome. So, there's so many, what I understand, there's just so much out there. And if you don't know what's out there and can't kind of comb through and narrow it down for your client, then it just, so you help with that. What does
Yeah,
that
I
look
love
like?
doing showings.
You listen to the client and what they want, or?
Yeah, so that's definitely my favorite part, is doing showings and getting to know the client, what their needs are, looking at different styles of homes till we narrow down the correct house.
Okay.
Well, honestly, the biggest benefit is you really ultimately get two realtors
For the price of one.
for the price
Yeah.
of one.
Oh, that's awesome.
And another benefit to that is, we can bounce ideas off each other across from the dinner table and things of that nature. So it's really putting, multiply everything times two. You get two brains, you get two vehicles, and all of that good stuff.
And even more organization.
Yeah.
Because you're able to like work off each other and kind of get more organized for that meeting, whether it's a buyer or a seller.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
Organization's critical, obviously in all aspects of business. But, something that, I've really done, my background is I was a retail manager for about 15 years. And a lot of it is, like you said, being neatly and organized, paperwork, a lot of paperwork. So that's kind of where I kind of excel. And, obviously she's the brains and beauty of the operation. So.
That's great. So it's, if there's a client there saying all the things that they're looking for, there's two people hearing, and you can not go based on your memory. Oh, hey, well, didn't they say this?
Yeah.
And you're able
Right.
to be on point all the time, I bet. So that's really good.
Yeah.
That makes a difference. That's what I like in business people. People that are always on point and ready to go whenever it comes. So if you're not ready, she's ready, or
Right.
vice versa. So that's
Well, there's certain things that you can't account for. I'm sure there's been plenty of situations where you as the client need something, and maybe that realtor has a family emergency, or they're not feeling so well. We definitely can shoulder certain things depending in shift
and make it work.
and make it work for you. And I think that's one of the biggest advantages of having a couples realtor. Now, there are, just like every relationship, we have our arguments, we have our challenges, but the great thing is we've both been really good about, and how being in a relationship, there's a little bit of an argument and, things of that nature, but we're able to put that aside.
Very professional.
Focus on the client.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes that client that we have brings us right back.
Yeah. Okay.
And then,
Hey, they don't want the house. Don't they want the house? Okay, yeah, that works. So,
Right.
what's an ideal client look like, or what that client? What are they're looking for? how does that, how do you onboard a client? Like if I'm looking for a house and I need an acre, where does that all start with your team, you and?
Usually when we meet our clients, we like going to like a coffee shop just to get to know them and for them to know us and make sure they feel comfortable working with us. That's where we take notes of their wants and needs.
Okay.
And make sure they're pre-approved with the lender.
Pre-approved, that's
Yes.
the first big step.
Absolutely.
And then once they, what, do you make like a short list of?
Yeah,
hey,
I always
let's-
have a notepad. Just write everything down.
And then what, you put the criteria into your search results, or you just know, oh, I know this property, this might be perfect for you, or how does that work? How do you find them? Do you go back to the drawing board, as a team, and?
Well, I think the one thing that we, really feel that we do well is we listen. And
Okay.
I think that's the biggest thing with realtors. I mean, there's a lot of us that can get on a soapbox and we can sit there and talk about everything. But I really think that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So for just like she said, it comes down to, just taking the notes and just really genuinely listening to what their needs are. And then what we do from there, and she's great at this, is she'll set up a subscription for you. Mm-hmm. And basically we can narrow down by filters what you're looking for. And we can always edit those and adjust those at any time. But I think that's step one. Step two is also follow-up, right? And then sometimes those search, maybe a house that's maybe outside of the radius that you're looking for. Maybe one comes up. So it's she's really good at just going into MLS and just looking for that house on her own. Just as much, while that subscription's working, we're also taking the time to look also, so.
And then, so when you do go back to the client, do you feel like you have all the tools ready for them? They're like, it's kind of like you hit it right on the notch with the first round of, are they like, or does it take a lot? Everybody's different, I'm sure.
Everybody's different.
Yeah, everybody's different, really. But it's when you walk in, when you're doing showings, and she's great at this. When you're doing showings, and you initially walk in, right? You can see it in their face immediately. Look at them more than try and point out. Oh, look
Or
at the
what they're
fireplace.
saying,
Right.
or-
Yeah.
Yeah, really pay attention to their body language because you'll know, and they'll know when the right house is. It could be the first house, it could be the 100th house, but they'll know. Subconsciously there's like this, like they'll have this smile or there'll be the certain energy. You just have to pay attention to those type of things.
That makes a lot of sense to me. So about how many homes are you showing a month, or how many clients do you work with a month? Does it just depend on the market?
Yeah, it really depends on the market.
On the client.
Yeah, and it just really depends. Like I said, yeah, there's so many different variables that come into play that there's no really set number. But we just take them as they come in, and we work extremely well with families. I actually started with the property manager and really got into multifamily, investment properties, and we're pretty diverse in what we can do as a team. So that's kind of where we are.
That's awesome. So can you tell me a little bit about the current trends now? Here we're first quarter of 2023. What's going on in the market today?
Still considered
Here in Albuquerque, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now it's still considered a seller's market just because of the low inventory. But the springtime is usually our busiest time. A lot of sellers want to sell in the March, April. So it'll be very busy coming up.
So do you work with new construction homes or mostly?
Yeah, we it's just whatever the client wants. I mean, if they somewhere in our little initial meeting at the coffee shop, they mention new construction. We'll put them in contact with a couple developers or some new construction like Hakes Brothers, any of these ones. It just really depends on what their needs are. And just to piggyback on what she was saying in regards to the market, the only thing to expect with the market is going to change. It's an ever-changing industry, and it can flip a switch, really quick. And we saw that, during the pandemic, pre-pandemic, after the pandemic. So interest rates, obviously play a key part into it, into low inventory levels. But for everybody out there that's looking to potentially buy in the near future, I mean, I think we're definitely in a good place right here in Albuquerque.
That's good to know. So I'd like to back it up a little bit and talk a little bit about new construction homes. So if somebody looks at a new construction home, does the contractor help them decide what carpets, what tile, what faucets, or are you part of that process, or do you hand it off to the contract? How does that work?
Well, I think I think there's a difference. I mean, you can definitely go production builder, right? Track homes, things like that, or you can go with the custom builder, and those are two totally different things.
Okay.
But typically, we put them in contact with the track builder, like your Pulte and things of that nature. We'll put them in contact with them, and honestly, we just kind of let those guys
Do their thing. Their process.
Yeah, their process, and obviously they're the experts in those fields, and we're more the experts in the resale industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, we just our job is obviously to put people in contact with the right people along and be by their side the entire journey.
And just to back it up a little bit, when you're working with a client, is there a lot of education that you help train or teach them on the process, or do they already know the process?
Well, ideally, I think the scariest thing in real estate are the contracts, your purchase agreements, and all the things the legalities of it. So what we like to do is is if they have time, especially we really like to sit them down and kind of go through it with them. So that way, when they operate, especially with DocuSign and .loop and all these electronic signatures that they can capture nowadays, we really want to make sure that we know what you're signing.
The process,
Right.
one step
So,
at a time.
yeah, we go paragraph by paragraph, make sure, and it's not our job. We're not attorneys. We're
Yeah.
not there to interpret these, but we do. We just kind of help them understand a little bit what each paragraph entails, things of that nature.
And I guess that's why I keep backing up a little bit to that conversation, because I think for a lot of people, buying a home, it's the biggest purchase they'll make usually, and it seems daunting to a lot of people whenever I talk to them. Oh, I gotta go buy a house and
Right.
all of that process. And I think as long as you're able to facilitate that process and help them feel good about what their purchase is and their options are, and even getting through the paperwork, I think that is the biggest part for first-time buyers, and even second-time buyers.
Right. Well, she's awesome with first-time buyers.
Okay,
Very patient.
I'll have to get your card before
Yes.
you leave, or both your cards. So that's that. Yeah. I guess there have been people that I've talked to, and it's just a daunting process for them, and I think that's why I wanted to have you on here, was to kind of help consumers feel better about making that next step and calling a real estate agent as yourselves. So
Yeah.
well,
absolutely.
let's talk about where to find you and how that goes. They go to AlbuquerqueRealty.com.
Well, that's a perfect segue, because that's one of the things that she also does really well. She is an absolute monster with the marketing, the new technology. I'm kind of like I'm kind of out of date when it comes to the Instagrams, things like that. So she can definitely elaborate on all that type of stuff.
So Instagram, they can find you on Instagram. We'll have that
Yeah.
played on the edit. So Instagram, DM you or call you as
Yeah.
well. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers today?
I'm bilingual, so I'd love to help any
perfect.
Spanish-speaking client as well.
That's good to know. Yeah, bilingual. Well, thank you so much for your time and joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to having you again.
Absolutely appreciate you
Thank
for having
you.
us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for making it today on our New Mexico Biz Talk. We hope that you get a chance and go to our website, nmbiztalk.com, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.